Welcome back to episode 197 of the Bryan podcast. On today's show, news from the Farnborough Airshow. Climate activists disrupt more flights. A CRJ 200 crash. Southwest Airlines to introduce assigned seating. United Airlines investigated over a new sick policy. FAA agreed to combat ATC fatigue. Air France second quarter results. Air India, Riyadh Air, Hong Kong International Airport, and some NASA news as well. How are you, pal?
How's it going, cuz?
Good. All about Farnborough this week.
It is. It seems like it's been quite a successful event.
And we weren't there.
No, we weren't. Duncan was.
Duncan was. Shout out to Duncan. Looking the part, and there's aviators there, I saw.
Yeah. No, he's got it waxed.
Yeah. John was there as well. Shout out to John. And it looked really cool. I've got a soft spot for Farnborough. I think I said last week. Went there in 2001 or 2, can't remember, but just it's a cool vibe.
Yeah.
It's a nice air show to go to.
Oshkosh is on this week as well. So
it doesn't look all too bad there either.
I won't lie. I've been checking out some of these social media posts and actually got a bit of FOMO. I won't lie.
Big time.
It looks like it's been quite a cool air show, both Oshkosh and Farnborough. So,
but at this stage, I can't afford to drive to Rand because the fuel's too expensive. Never mind going to Oshkosh.
I feel you,
but it looks cool. That's a bucket list one we'll have to do at some point. I'm sure that's on every single pilot's radar.
Yeah,
for some point in their career.
I think at these air shows, you get an opportunity not only to see all the cool airplanes and different displays and all that, but especially at Oshkosh, it's a nice place to visit all the expos there and pick up some cool gear.
That's what I want.
The guys go there and pick up like the proper latest Bose headsets on special and flight bags and all that kind of all that cool shit that you can get at shows.
I think that's the best part about the States, full stop. You don't even need to go to Oshkosh to get that stuff. There's awesome pilot shops around.
True story.
But let's jump into some of the main news. Obviously, Farnborough was 22nd to the 26th. It ended yesterday. Showcased several critical highlights in the aerospace, aviation, and defense industries. On the opening day alone, plenty of major contracts were secured, including 163 confirmed aircraft orders. I think there was a lot more than they were expecting. It was in the billions. It was serious orders going on. Airbus publicly unveiled its 321 XLR for the first time, since it received certification. And SMBC Aviation Capital announced it will order 22 more 320 Neos with the GTF engines. Brave. Increasing its additional order to 42. Boeing had a slightly subdued presence, but they did pick up, I think, more orders than they expected. Korean committed to 40 wide bodies. Japan Airlines committed to 21 of its 787-9 Dreamliners, and a Vietnamese low-cost airline, Vietjet, ordered 23. So that's 330 Neos, so not on the Boeing side. But Boeing did, although they had a very subdued presence, they seemed to get the sales going. It wasn't bad at all. Of course, eVTOLs were there. The F-15 was there. Chinook helicopter.
Yeah.
Making you jealous.
I got a post from our mate Dylan Skuro.
Mulvaney.
From Darwin the other day. Seems like there's been a massive military exercise going on in that part of the world.
Oh, really?
I forget what they call it, but yes, he was sending me video clips and pictures of all the military activity that's going on down there, and F-35s.
Oh, man.
Some impressive stuff going on down there.
That is, I think, one of the most impressive a military aircraft. There's just something about it, the way it's just ripping that air apart, and that really makes you want to go fly.
Yeah,
that's just something about it.
And I think you pick up more chicks if you say you fly.
Yeah, no doubt.
A fighter jet
compared to your 172. Some other big news there. I don't know if you've followed this, but it's something that is going to have ramifications through the industry because all the other airlines are trying to catch up. Qatar unveiled its Q Suite Next Gen Business Class. The updated Q Suites feature wider seats, enhanced shoulder and legroom, and improved privacy. The airline promises a redefined luxury experience with lie-flat beds and Starlink internet connectivity. The Q Suite Next Gen will debut on the 777X, enhancing passenger comfort and connectivity. It looks really cool. And like I say, if Qatar come up with this updated business class model, no doubt it will. The others will have to follow.
Yeah, it's cool to see that there's some this game changing.
It is game changing.
Element out there, because that's ultimately what's gonna, attract more passengers. They're after that comfort,
and not that our financial advice has been sound enough that you and I can experience the Qatar Q Suite ourselves.
No, I can't even experience Qatar economy class just yet.
Can't afford Sapphire economy class at the moment. But so good job there by Qatar. Not such a good job by these clowns. When is this going to end? Climate activists from Germany's last generation disrupted Frankfurt Airport, causing significant flight disruptions. At least 140 flights were cancelled, including 87 departures, 57 arrivals, and 52 flights were diverted. The protest began in the morning with 2 activists gluing themselves to a taxiway. Last Generation issued a statement calling for a fossil fuel ban by 2030. Flights resumed later on. The protest followed similar actions at other European airports, including Cologne, Oslo, and Barcelona. Heathrow Just Stop Oil Clowns protest led to 7 arrests.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I mean,
but they're
gluing yourself to a taxiway.
Yeah, they glued themselves to a taxiway. I mean,
there's toxins in glue as well.
Yeah.
Fucking knobs.
Yeah, true story. They must have been sniffing it to think of doing that in the first place.
Yeah. I was going to say the next story is a bit of a sore point for both of us, and that involves that CRJ 200 crash in Kathmandu earlier.
You
this
told
week.
me this morning. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it came out yesterday that unfortunately that particular airplane was an ex-SA Express Air.
And
No, Zulu Sierra November Mike Golf, which was the very first CRJ that you and I actually flew.
yeah, crazy, yeah?
It's insane, man. Yeah, very sad. Captain was the sole survivor of that plane crash with 18 others that perished, all airline employees, and it's going to be,
We don't like to speculate on crashes. You and I were having a conversation about what we think happened. Two articles said the plane attempted to take off with inverted commas broken engine. Does that mean that the engine was broken already and they knew about it and tried to take off single engine, or does that mean that the engine failed past V1 or something?
Yeah, I think there's not enough info out there just yet for anyone to make a really
Speculation.
Yeah, intelligent speculation.
If you had to speculate.
Got a couple of theories, but I couldn't see that they would be trying to take off with a single engine. I mean, who in their right mind would do that? But then again, anything's possible in today's world.
Yeah, it just looked weird. Look, first of all, seeing these crashes on videos, I don't like. I hated it, and just to see the angle it came down, it's just
horrific,
weird.
Man, horrific.
Yeah,
but I could just touched a nerve, that one, because it's an aeroplane that we're very fond of. But
November Mike Golf, and that would have been we flew that November or October
2010.
2010.
Yeah,
shit.
Hectic.
Under pressure from an activist investor, Southwest Airlines will introduce assigned seating and premium options with extended legroom on all flights, replacing its unique open seating model. I have to admit, I didn't know that they had this unique open seating model.
I think that just sounds like a shit idea from the get-go.
The open seating model. Is that you just sit wherever you want?
Yeah, you just come on board and book yourself a seat. But that's never going to work well. People need you know, to be told where to go.
They do.
You know, otherwise, it's
particularly at an airport and you know, on an airplane, you need to be told what to do. Yeah, but I also can't imagine that working so well when it comes to like trying to get on the plane. It must be chaos.
Yeah,
People trying.
Yeah, people seat swapping, and then they got their fat asses in the aisle. And you know, how do you know where to shove your luggage?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get this mad rush. Yeah. Anyway, so that's we won't see that because that has come to an end. But they are in a bit of hot water with the FAA as well, following a series of close calls and other safety-related events. Marks the second audit from the FAA for a major US carrier this year due to heightened safety concerns. So yeah, they're on the radar. They're being audited, and no doubt they'll come out clean.
I hope they do.
You like pro Southwest for some reason. I don't know. I've never flown on them, but I just it looks cool.
Yeah, and I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, one of the biggest sort of legacy domestic carriers in the States. So,
no, they're huge.
You know,
kind of cool paint scheme as well. Yeah. U.S. Department of Labor is investigating United Airlines over a new policy. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this one. So this is you can be sick whenever you want, but just not on the weekend.
Yeah. Look, I think they had this coming because it's Aircrew 101. If you don't want to work on the weekends, book off sick.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the airlines do get...
Yeah. There's always that one pilot in your fleet.
Yeah.
That's sick on the weekend. That screws it up for everyone else.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Next story. Alaska Airlines has introduced a new boarding music playlist curated by Sub Pop Records, aiming to create a relaxing environment for passengers, but more importantly, it's not to irritate the flight attendants.
I was trying to figure out why is this news? You know, like, so fucking what?
I understand it. That music that plays over and over again, eventually on the flight, you are sick of that music.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
listening
the cabin crew?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Every day. And so this has actually got a special design where it won't annoy you.
Okay. Makes sense.
Huh?
Does make sense.
It does. ATC. There's a problem there. There are not enough ATCs in the States, and the controllers will now have 10 hours off between shifts or 12 hours if working a midnight shift. Overtime assignments will be limited. This agreement follows an April fatigue report by experts highlighting safety concerns. FAA aims to hire 1,800 controllers this year to address understaffing.
I don't think that's a issue that's purely
unique
to the States. It's we see it here in South Africa as well, and there's going to be something serious that goes wrong if they don't get that sorted out and get more ATCs on board.
Yeah, I think people don't understand
how many like close calls haven't there been? You know?
Yeah, ATC, you've got you put your life in their hands.
Yeah.
And and you want to know that they've had a decent amount of rest before you being radar vectored around some very busy airspace. Did you see last week, we mentioned, obviously there was that whole cyber attack. So flights came to a standstill. Did you see that time-lapse video of all those flights in the States basically coming to zero and then firing up again?
Crazy, yeah.
And you just, someone or human beings at this stage, still human beings, are responsible for keeping all those aircraft away from each other. It's a major, major thing. And I like seeing things like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a push at one point, or certainly was going back a few years, but there was a push to actually start reducing flight and duty time for pilots. And I hope that things start to move in the other direction.
I think it will, because there's that fatigue risk management system that's sort of been slowly but surely implemented, and I think it was gaining momentum prior to COVID. And it will start picking up more now, where airlines and operators are going to have to start taking that more seriously.
Yeah.
Which will hopefully see it lean towards favorable crew rest, I guess.
100%.
Yeah.
Air France-KLM second quarter results fell short due to increased costs, higher fuel prices, and the negative impact of the Paris Olympics. Despite the 4.4% rise in passenger numbers, revenue increased only 4.3%. Operating income dropped 30% and net profit fell 121 million euros. The airline is implementing cost-saving measures. Why would the Olympics affect Air France? The Olympics started today, I think.
They did, yeah.
Why would it affect Air France? Are less people going to Paris and because of the Olympics? I wouldn't think so. Or I suppose if, as far as Charles de Gaulle being a hub, maybe not the best option during the Olympics. I don't know.
Not necessarily, no.
If only we were aviation experts, we'd be able to tell you.
Yeah.
But next one, Air India will deploy its new A350 aircraft featuring new livery and premium economy class en route to the US starting November 1st, 2024, with daily flights to New York, JFK, and the expansion highlights Air India's commitment to enhancing passenger experience and growing its North American presence. Expect to see more Air India aircraft in the States. Good on them. They're growing rapidly.
Yeah.
Riyadh. They don't trust Boeing 100% with their digitization side of things.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know if
because they've committed to these 787s now.
Yeah.
But the agreement that they have with Boeing includes work on their airplane health management, toolbox tasks, toolbox library, electronic flight bag, aviator, and flight brief solutions. Riyadh Air, with 72 Dreamliners on order, aims for AOC certification by September. That's just around the corner.
Yeah, that's any day now. 72 Dreamliners, so it's not a Mickey Mouse order then.
No.
So Boeing better not fuck that up.
Well, if someone can, they're going to blow the doors with that one. Hong Kong International Airport recorded significant growth in 2024. Growth in June 2024, handling 4.3 million passengers, 29.1% increase from last year. Cargo operations massive, 24.9% rise. Shout out to all our mates and all the SAFers in Hong Kong, of which there are a lot of them there.
There was actually a cool post by Paolo Martins and the guys the other day.
I saw in the airport. Jacques Cressa as well. That one.
4 ex-SACS crew members signing on at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I think that little post went like wildfire because it was really cool to see SAFers representing. And
SAFers representing all over the world.
100%.
The last story's for you.
Oh, yeah. Got to love this one. So NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, they stuck on the International Space Station.
They're still there. I have to admit, I thought they were back. We hadn't heard about it for a while. I assumed that they were back. They're not.
They had a return ticket, but it was cancelled by the Boeing Starliner capsule because it's got thruster failures and helium leaks.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a quick fix.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a duct tape solution, that one.
If I was on the International Space Station and that thing was supposed to come fetch me, I think I'd be only too happy to just park off there and wait for something. I'd rather wait for a fucking Uber to come fetch me.
It's like being stuck on contract and you're expecting to go home the next day, then you get a call to say, the guy that was coming up to replace you has called in sick. And you need to stay for an extra month.
This is just a bit more like... sorry, Butch, but the capsule that's coming to pick you up is designed by Boeing. And it ain't coming.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, as you know, Ryan, over the years, we've done quite a lot on we called it the Bryan Air Advisory. It was like a productivity hack, whatever you want to call it. And over the years, it's actually become something that I really liked. And if you got a keen ear, you'll notice that we've stopped doing it for a while because I felt we were selling it a little bit short. We can do a bit more with it. I do have a real passion for the automation and now the AI side of things. So starting up something new, if it's okay with you, and calling it the Bryan Air Toolbox. And in the Bryan Air Toolbox, you'll find sort of two avenues of things. Some aviation training content aimed mainly at the beginner level, so aspiring airline pilot level. And then something that I am passionate about because of what I've seen. So AI and automation for beginners. You and I are in the same workplace. We see it every day. People are still doing very mundane, difficult, time-consuming tasks, not using AI. And I'll say, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? We can fix this problem in 30 seconds. And they're always amazed when I show them what can be done. So you always kind of assume, well, I certainly did that. Sort of everyone must know these basics. But the reality is not everyone does know the basics. And I would very much like to take what we've learned from aviation training and try and sort of leverage that into, hey, why don't we get involved in AI for beginners, AI in the workplace for people starting out? Because if you're not using it and someone else is, we've always said, you're going to become irrelevant. You have to know how to use these tools. They're becoming more and more available. A lot of them are free, and they are very, very easy to use, and it will save you a lot of time, a lot of stress, and hopefully will buy you the time to actually spend doing the stuff that you want to do. So you can expect to see a new element to the show, Bryan Air Toolbox, that hopefully kicks off. I'm quite enjoying it, and like I say, it's definitely a passion of mine, and I like to see people that have no idea what the hell you're talking about use a new tool and think, shit, this is going to change my life. So hope you enjoy this one.
Welcome to this new Bryan Air Toolbox segment on new ways to search using Perplexity AI. This is a game-changing search tool that can elevate your aviation knowledge and get you the answers you need without all the garbage, sponsor-filled websites you get on traditional search engines. Let's get into it. Perplexity AI is like your first officer for online searches, using advanced natural language processing to understand and respond to complex queries. So what exactly is Perplexity AI? It's an AI-powered search tool that cuts through the turbulence of traditional search engines. By leveraging natural language processing, it understands your questions and delivers precise, relevant answers fast. Think of it as an autopilot for your information searches. Getting started with Perplexity is a breeze. Just open your web browser, navigate to Perplexity AI, and create a free account. Once you're in, take some time to familiarize yourself with the interface and its features. To search effectively with Perplexity, be specific in your queries. Use natural language like you're having a conversation, and leverage the provided links for deeper research. By integrating this tool into your daily routine, you can get accurate answers quickly, enhancing your productivity and your knowledge. So give it a go. We are living through a transformation era where AI, whether you like it or not, is going to play a major role in your life. I'm on the side of, if it's here, let me see what I can do to maximize its leverage and see if I can get any personal gain out of it.
Okay, well, let me show you what I mean. If I go across to Perplexity, it opens up like this. A nice, simple, very neat page. And I'm going to use the Pro version because I've got it. So you don't need to use the Pro version. Nothing wrong with using the free version. In fact, I've used the free version for ages. But let's ask it a question. Now, the type of answer you're going to get is going to be a straight answer. It's not going to be something that is driven by sponsorship, ads, or anything else. It's going to be a straight answer with some citations, something to base the answer on, which is critically important. So let's ask it a good old aviation question. I live in South Africa and want to perform an ATR 72-500 type rating, what do you recommend? Now, traditionally, what you would get is a whole whack of training organizations that have nothing to do with the ATR, but have asked for sponsorships from Google or any of the search engines for top priority when it comes to anything to do with an aviation search, which is great for them, bad for you. You get the wrong information. What you are after is the correct information. And there you go. There's your answer. Based on the information available, I can provide you with some recommendations for obtaining an ATR 72 type rating in South Africa. Number 1, SimAero Training Center in Johannesburg. SimAero offers an excellent option for your 72-500 type rating training. Their training center has a full flight simulator for the ATR 72-500 that is certified at EASA Level D, which is the highest level of certification available. This simulator is also certified by the South African Civil Aviation Authority, making it ideal for pilots seeking training in South Africa. Can you ask for a better answer than that? I do not think so. As you can see, there's some numbers here through the answer. Basically, here are your sources at the top, and you can go and click on any of those sources. There's source number 1, and of course, it's opening up the page that is now relevant to the question you asked. You're getting the answer that you actually want, which is very useful. What happens if we ask it a more complex question? Something like, what impact will AI have on the aviation industry over the coming 10 years? Obviously, this is a more in-depth question, and it's asking for opinion, but the opinion's got to come from somewhere, and it's going to come from the internet. That's what you're going to do if you go search for it anyway, except you're going to run through a whole whack of websites until you find the certain answer that you're looking for. But let's have a look at what this answer says, and you decide if you think it's relevant or not from an aviation perspective. Over the next 10 years, AI is poised to have a transformative impact on the aviation industry across multiple areas. Enhanced safety and efficiency, and there's a bit of a paragraph there, pilot recruitment and training, passenger expertise, autonomous aircraft development, sustainability initiatives, data security, cybersecurity, airport operations, business model innovation. And it goes on and on and on, of course, with the citations. It's a very useful tool. I use it a lot. In fact, I'd say I probably use this more than a ChatGPT because a lot of the time I'm looking for a direct answer to a question. Of course, if you're looking for something on the creative side of things, if you're looking to be helped with a post for LinkedIn or an email response, then ChatGPT is the right way to go. But when you're looking for an answer to a direct question, Perplexity AI, I recommend you give it a go. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that video. But this weekend, bro, UFC, big UFC this weekend. Leon Edwards is fighting Belal Muhammad. Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades, and Bobby Green, Paddy Pimblett. It's in Manchester in the UK. It'll be early in the morning, South African time. Yeah, so it's sort of 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning-ish. Going to be a hell of a weekend for UFC. There's no F1 this weekend, or is there? There's the Austrian Spa.
It is the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend. Yeah,
so there's good sports on.
Yeah.
Sunday morning you can watch UFC fighters try to kill each other, and then Sunday afternoon you can watch Max Verstappen try and kill his team.
Either that or watch a punch-up between Verstappen and Norris.
Yeah,
I'm convinced that's fucking coming at some point.
Yeah,
cool.
But I hope you have a good weekend, Paul. Thanks for the show today. Enjoyed it, and shout out to everyone. Hope you're all well, and have a good weekend.
Ciao.
Bye for now.